Hey everyone, it's John Lorden, or as I'm sometimes called, Johnny, especially on this show, JohnnyVlogs. Thank you so much for joining me today. This episode being recorded for March 5th, 2018. Hope you had a nice weekend. One of the things I like to do on this show are feature organizations that are contributing in a major way to some of the causes that we talk about on the channel. That's why we had Destiny Rescue back for the second time on JohnnyVlogs. And today we're going to talk about one of those organizations also. But before we get to that, I have to thank a bunch of Patreon supporters because we didn't do it last week. So let's get into it. Jake Hargraves is now a pledge. Thank you so much, Jake. Barbara Hanley also pledged. Victoria Cooper, Martin Fitzgibbon, and James H. all now pledged. Stacy McCullough also pledged, as well as Jessica Miko Starshine. What's up, Jessica? And finally, UCLA Jedi Knight. See, I've got a Jedi Knight backing me up now. All now pledged. On top of that, Maggie has increased her pledge. Thank you so much, Maggie. Liz Marina also increased her pledge. And I also got a donation from PayPal from my good pal, James Reed, who is a regular supporter through PayPal. Thank you so much, James. Really, really appreciate that. So who is this organization that I'm talking about? A few weeks ago, one of you brain scratchers mentioned to me the Missing Persons Choir. And I really hadn't heard about that before. So why don't we learn about it together? Sound good? We're going to do some screen sharing here. This is at missingpeople.org.uk. And it's also a missing persons organization. They have a phone number, a helpline that you can call if you are in the UK and you need some help with a missing loved one. And here we have a picture of the Missing Persons Choir and a write-up on them. So let's learn a little bit more about this. It's also noting this is a registered charity in England and Wales and in Scotland. The Missing People Choir is made up of people with missing loved ones alongside staff and supporters of the charity Missing People and is run in partnership with James Hawkins Music. The choir was set up in 2014 by James Hawkins and Claire Cook from the charity Missing People with the aim of bringing families with missing loved ones together and using music to help express emotions and reach out with their message of hope and loss. What a beautiful thought. Just the core idea behind this group already moves me emotionally. You have people that have missing loved ones. We've interviewed them on the channel. It is a bit of a unique situation. Sometimes they feel like they're on their own. Sometimes they find other people that have been through similar experiences, and that could be really helpful to them not feeling like they are alone in dealing with this. And here you have not only that happening where people are getting together and can help support each other through dealing with this, but they're also expressing themselves artistically and emotionally, which is a very interesting component that, quite honestly, I don't see happen a lot with groups like this, and I think that is pretty amazing. Led by musical director James, the choir reached a global audience last year, causing an internet sensation when they auditioned for ITV's Britain's Got Talent. And I actually have a video here. We're not going to run any of the video. I'll have a link to it in the description box below so you can watch it for yourself. Britain's Got Talent is a lot like America's Got Talent. Simon Cowell is also a judge on Britain's Got Talent. And you can see here this choir, it's got to be well over 20 people singing together while they are projecting images of missing people behind them. The song that they sang was really beautiful, very moving. It's kind of written from the perspective of a family member that has a missing loved one. And there's something else that's really unique about this video clip. I hope many of you will check it out. Look at the reactions of the audience, of the hosts, of the judges. People are so moved by this. And it's just a little bit of a reminder for me about how special you guys are, my audience. Because you'll see this audience that honestly probably doesn't deal with these thoughts too often about what is it like to have someone that's missing in your personal life. And they are being given a big dose of that by this amazing choir with their own words, with their own voices. And you can see how moved the audience is. And it just, when I was watching it, it made me really think and appreciate you guys out there, because you're the ones that keep coming back to the channel to watch the videos that we feature on missing people, to share those videos, to try to help, to talk about the cases, to try to kick around theories, other avenues of investigation. And I think you guys are pretty awesome. So I just wanted to point that out. I was really touched when I saw this and realized that for a lot of the audience and the hosts and the judges, it's a foreign thing to them. And I think for you guys that are fans of this channel, it's not so foreign. And I think that's pretty awesome. So how did they do on Britain's Got Talent? They went on to reach the finals. And the awareness raised by their performance was responsible for bringing a number of missing home. Yes, their ultimate intent, is to raise exposure to these cases. And the ultimate dream in raising that exposure is that you actually get to solve some of these cases. So let's jump forward to an article at bbc.com. This is an article from June of 2017. A boy whose image was shown during the Missing People Choir's performance in the Britain's Got Talent final has been found. The 13-year-old, who has not been named, called his mother when he saw his photo. He is now home, safe and well. If that wasn't amazing enough, there's another story from metro.co.uk. A couple have been reunited after watching Missing People Choir sing on Britain's Got Talent. An anonymous letter was sent into the Missing People charity from someone who was encouraged to get back in touch with their partner when they saw the choir perform on the live shows. So, and I think that one is a little different because, once again, you're talking about that emotional aspect that I was mentioning earlier, just understanding the point of view of someone that's been left, the family that's left behind, and how they're dealing with that hole in their lives and in their hearts. The choir meets on a monthly basis in central London. If you're interested in being part of the choir and you have a missing loved one, they actually have an email address here that you can find at the website missingpeople.org.uk. It just really moves me that this is such a good and pure idea that I wanted to share it with you guys out there. And I'm hopeful maybe that other choirs will spring up all around the world that are doing this same thing, raising exposure to these cases, but also giving family members that have missing loved ones a place where they can get together, be emotional support for each other, but also allow a artistic expression of their emotions, which I think is probably almost as important as raising the exposure is, just to give them literally a place to raise their voices, and not necessarily, in a negative way or, trying to scream for press or attention, but just in a completely different, positive light, which really, really strikes me. If you are interested in supporting, I will have the link down below where you can donate to missingpeople.org.uk. They have several different donation options, and just as soon as I'm done filming this video, once again, thank you to awesome supporters like the ones that I mentioned at the start of this video on both PayPal and Patreon. We will be making a donation to missingpeople.org.uk, and I hope they go on for a good long time doing this fine work. It's pretty amazing that they're out there, and I'm happy to know about them now. So I hope you are too. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Johnny Vlogs. Hope you have a wonderful Monday. Come on back tomorrow to the Lord and Arts channel, and we'll dive into some more. Take care, and I'll see you soon.